Yep, behind you.
That figures. Can it swim?
Soon find out.
Drink the water, idiot. We're already underwater. Am I above the water, Clanky, or am I drowning?
Oh, it's dead.
Out of stamina. Wait, what's going on? No, don't fall in the water. Really? From thirst, dude? We're in water? Oh my god. Oh my fucking fuck. You might have noticed over the past few days my channel hasn't been churning out videos as usual. Maybe you haven't noticed, really. Maybe that's a good thing. Maybe people are sick of it. Over the past 3 days or so, I've been playing Conan Exiles, which is an early access game. Now, for a little while there, Conan Exiles was actually doing very well on Steam. Like, it was the most played game for like that month or some crap. I can't even remember. But it was doing well enough. But it wasn't without controversy, that is for sure. There was extreme rubber banding, and it still exists if you are playing on a single player solo co-op mode, because apparently the second player cannot go too far away from the person hosting that single co-op mode without rubber banding or being pulled back to the original player. This is a huge issue, and to circumvent that, you're better off just like creating your own server. My first impressions of Conan is it's alright. I don't hate it. And as time has progressed, it grew on me. But, you know, you have to take into account that I don't mind grindy games. And one of my favorite RPGs was Final Fantasy XI. If you've ever played that MMORPG, it was one of the few that down-leveled you for dying. Leveling up was not easy. It was a very punishing RPG. Thankfully, they changed all of these for Final Fantasy, what was it, 14? Yeah, but, you know. Also, I liked Ark, and in all honesty, Conan Exiles is essentially just Ark with a Conan skin. For an early access game, the graphics aren't too bad, but there are a multitude of issues here. Number one, the simple fact that all enemy NPCs will gang up on you is insanity. Sheer fucking insanity. It makes no sense. Like, hyenas will leave gazelles alone, and then they'll turn around and attack you. And a rhino will attack you with hyenas. People will attack you with hyenas. The only time NPCs interact with one another is if they are attacked by another NPC. And even then, they'll stop fighting each other to turn around to come after you. Which, to me, feels fucking retarded as fuck. The animations are weak. There's no doubt about it. The NPCs are extremely stupid. Like, you could be killed by an NPC and they will continuously swing and chop at you and swing and chop at you until you respawn. It becomes extremely, extremely annoying. The hit markers when it comes to battle with NPCs is really hit and miss. Like, good God, you swing and you will see that sword go right through the enemy, but they won't get damaged. You have to aim at a certain angle for enemies. It's mind-boggling, really. It can lead to an aneurysm if you're not careful. To be honest, the game can grow on you, as I said before. It's grown on me. Clanky, who was a huge Rust player, has really liked Conan, surprisingly. But Clanky is a heavy grind player. The building mechanics, recipes, etc. At least you don't have to run around and find blueprints to understand how to make crap. That's cool. But some of the recipes are just so fucking ludicrous. For instance, let's take arrows into account. You need 50 pieces of stone and 10 pieces of twigs to make 10 arrows. Arrows are extremely fucking tiny. It like makes no sense. That many resources for 10 arrows. On top of that, the arrow system, the archery system I should say, it's kinda ass. I'm not gonna lie to you one bit. The archery in this game is horrendous. Like, you'll shoot an arrow and the drop off is so fast, it's almost comical. It's like the arrow shoots and then immediately drops at a certain point. So it makes killing people with arrows extremely tricky. I don't know why they opted for this. Maybe I can't even think of a reason as to why this exists. Let's hope that they fix it sometime soon. But I will admit one thing the developer is doing is pumping out fixes on a regular basis, and that is a good thing. At least it shows that they have intent to improve upon this game Now the PvP aspect, it's not based upon skill at all. Really, if you want to win a PvP battle, A, be an archer with high accuracy, or B, be a melee character with high vitality and high strength. The higher your vitality and whatever your proclivity for combat is, whether it's archery or melee, is usually the winner of duels in PvP. Another thing that people have complained about to a numerous extent is the simple fact that the best way to avoid being raided is to build your base into the mountains. And then when you go to sleep at night, destroy your stairs. Voila! Now they can't raid you. That's a little tip from me. The character creation is also very rudimentary. I'm sorry, but it is. Once again, it's early access. Facial hair isn't ready yet, and there's only so many races and skin tones and hairstyles you can choose. I've noticed NPCs with different hairstyles. Apparently certain races have certain abilities, like there's an archer race, a melee race, and some other stuff. But so far, from what I can tell, I don't think that's implemented yet. Like, I know it exists, but I haven't seen any evidence being there in the game that I couldn't pick certain recipes due to my racial background in the game. Just in case you wanted to know that. Maybe it's something they're going to put more emphasis on later on and add sorcery, so on and so forth, but right now it's not part of the alpha. Base building, on the other hand, is at least easy and a joy to work with. The snappability of stuff works 9 times out of 10. In fact, I'd say it's better than Fallout 4. So that's what they got going for them. The only problem is recipes. The thing is, if you're playing by yourself, I don't know if you'd be able to use everything you want to use. Like, let's say you created your own server for you to specifically enjoy alone. But, you know, playing alone, you can't buy every recipe to enjoy the game to its fullest extent. You can definitely play it alone and get the recipes you want to complete the game in a manner that is capable, you know, like if you stick to armor, weapons, and so on. But buying furniture and special furnishing and home decor is out of the question. I wouldn't mind this changing, like a higher level cap so you could get more perks. But the developer has stated that they will add more stuff later on, so there'll be more weapons and possibly homes. Oh, there's definitely gonna be more animals and enemies, which would be great. There aren't any dungeons yet, from what I understand, which I think sucks. Like, why aren't there any dungeons you can explore and deal with, like, crazy ass creatures and beasts? That would be sick. Creatures, for instance, in this game are a bit wonky, I have to admit. Spiders, for instance, the animations don't play too well for bugs right now. Like, the animations for spiders and scorpions are kind of atrocious. They run across the ground and scuttle in a very odd fashion. And the spiders, for instance, they spit venom, which is weird, but I guess they had to give the spiders something. They spit venom and it becomes these big, gigantic green globs. And they're so huge, it's ridiculous. It's immersion breaking. And on top of that, sometimes the spiders will spit the green globs into the sky, and it's just ridiculous. The water mechanics for Conan Exiles, another bone of contention for me. Let's say you're being attacked by hyenas or NPCs, and you say to yourself, I can't win this fight, I'm going to try and swim away. The NPCs will follow you and literally walk underwater and attack you. It is fucking ridiculous. And if you kill an enemy, their bodies don't float. I mean, this seems just kind of like, oh boy, is that like early access. Now, I know, like I said before, they churn out fixes. When I was playing, there was a bug where water skins didn't work in the water. Within literally 24 hours, they were made aware, they changed the water skins. Before, when the game first launched, crocodiles couldn't swim. Now they can. But good God, they've really got to do something about like NPCs fighting underwater, hyenas running underwater. It's just like, holy shit, man. Overall, the game is beautiful, and I see a lot of potential here. Without question, there's definitely potential for Conan Exiles. But part of me feels that maybe it's too early access. Maybe they should have held off just a little longer before putting this out. That's all I'm thinking. Is Conan Exiles a bad game? No, not at all. But it's a hefty price for $29 in all honesty in its current state. Unless you're extremely into survival games. If you love Ark, but you're tired of Ark, if you love Conan the Barbarian and its lore, then I could recommend this game to you. But if you're just a casual passerby who has interest and loved the trailers, this game might not be ready yet for you. There are too many flaws and bugs. There are too many just mistakes in the game's mechanics currently that can't be forgiven for a price tag like this. I couldn't just tell a random person who's into gaming, hey, pick this up, it's fantastic. It'd be disingenuous and dishonest of me. But I will say that I think this, much like Rust, in time will become a great game. I like Rust. I don't hate Rust. I appreciate its mechanics. But when I first played Rust, I did not care for it. And now I can play Rust and not really be turned off to it. I think Conan Exiles is like that for many people. Hopefully they fix the arrow system. Hopefully they fix the animation soon. I'd love to see spellcasters. Often PvP results in who can grind fast enough to build an altar to call a god, and then destroy your enemies with great ease. Enemies sometimes respawn too quickly. You kill them and then they come back. Like I said, the spider's spitballs, ridiculous. Character creation, not enough options. The fact that this current patch, female characters sound like men. Like there's just so much that, there's so much here that could use a lot of tweaking. I mean, I'll still play it because I like it. I've already put in, I think, 30 hours into the game, so don't think that I just played this and only gave it 10 minutes before I made this sort of verdict. I don't hate it, but I don't think it's a primetime player yet, unless you positively love these type of games. But if you're just an average person, I'd probably wait on Conan Exiles. This is just an overview, honestly. I'll probably try and slap together funny moments showing how it works in base building and mechanics, although I'm not some great base builder, so don't let that fool you. Well, that's going to do it for me for the time being. I will go back to doing mod videos because that's what the people desire of me. Oh god, I feel sick. I should have known spicy fucking oatmeal was a bad idea.